Aloha, this is Jessica Smith. I'm responding to the article on cosmopolitan communication and how that kind of differs from ethnocentric communication and modernistic communication. Ethnocentric and modernistic seem to both focus on coherence, on living by a certain set of rules, while cosmopolitan communication seems to focus more on coordination, more on understanding one another, not necessarily following a certain specific set of rules. It understands that there are different groups of people and that each of them have kind of their own set of rules and tries to achieve some kind of balance and understanding between all these different rules. It focuses more on social eloquence as opposed to linguistic eloquence, maybe not as in giving specific directions like go 1.2 miles and so on, but more making sure that there's an understanding. Someone who may understand distance may understand the 1.2 miles. I'm kind of terrible at distance, and I might understand go until you see McDonald's on the left-hand side and then turn right. And that being a sense of social eloquence, being able to move between two different worlds to gain a greater understanding, as opposed to just following a certain set of rules, trying to obey the coherence. If we wanted to go back to the dancing example given with coordination, it may not be a choreographed dance, which I would see as being either ethnocentric or even possibly modernistic, something set, even though they may be different styles, but it's definitely a set choreography. Whereas for cosmopolitan communication, it would be slightly different in the fact that there may be moves that everyone can understand, but learning to follow between the different sets of rules and being able to follow and still make the dance, being able to work with those sets of rules. It focuses on seeing more than one perspective. It gave the example of African Americans, some of them simply trying to live by the rules of white society because they're the majority, but that majority of African Americans seem to have kind of combined their ancient culture into a white society to kind of form a new subculture, and being able to combine these two different worlds and achieve some type of coordination where they understand who they are and their place in the world. Well, that they can achieve that. It's seeing a whole and being able to translate between two different worlds. And I've really enjoyed reading about this and seeing a different type of perspective, a different type of communication that made a lot more sense rather than being ethnocentric or modernistic, because both of them seem to have their limitations, as I'm sure also does cosmopolitan, but it certainly seems like the best alternative.